nobody else wants to.
Yeah, I understood that, but I needed to have you guys say it so I could have it on the record. So tell me a little bit about Charles, what his status is, why you think that he needs the family court for or probate court for Otsego County. The first matter for business this morning is Gavin Van Lushing, file 26-11382-GA. Who do we have for that matter, please?
Yes, I'm here.
And his parents are with him, Scott and Kathy Van Lucian.
Matt Moser, guardian ad
Go ahead.
litem.
Thank you. Can I see the Van Lushings, please? All I see is a picture of a bridge.
Oh, that's weird. So do your one moment. Let's see.
Thank you.
Trying to figure it out here. How about video, Gavin, down there? Turn the camera to us. Okay, unclick that. We're having some technical difficulties here. Sorry.
I understand about that, so feel free to take your time.
We wanted to go to us on the video. Show.
That'd be right there.
Yeah. Why is it giving us? We don't know why it's giving us a bridge.
It looks like a background of some kind, is my guess, but is there a button for the camera or for the video or
Yeah,
something like that?
Good.
So it gives him, but we do see the camera. Let's see what our options are. Get rid of that. Oh, you did already. Okay, so go back.
Now the bridge is gone.
Yep, we see that. We're going to the settings. Well, this is about as difficult as it can get, I guess. We're trying to show me.
All right, well, let's just do.
If you've watched a few of these, you've noticed the pattern. The parent who wins isn't the one who's right, it's the one who brought the paper. That's why I put together Court Ready, the complete U.S. Family Court Handbook. How evidence actually gets admitted. What judges weigh. 9 worksheets you can start using today. 163 pages, written for all 50 states. Only $30. Fought the book links in the description.
Just do this. I can hear you clearly enough. And you
Okay,
hear,
I apologize.
We'll let you monkey with that a little bit later. So we're here on a request or a petition to have Gavin be appointed a guardian. So tell me a little bit about why you want to do that.
Well, the original guardianship we did when Gavin was hospitalized.
Yep.
And at this point, we don't think we need to do the guardianship any further.
All right. So I think there was some original concern that he may be hospitalized in the future and you might need it again, but that is no longer an issue.
Not based on how he's doing right now. So no.
His test scores and everything.
His medical is in excellent condition. His test scores are doing great. We do see the hospital once a month, and there's really no need for it. Gavin's able to take himself to his appointments and, do all of his daily activities that he does, including taking his daughter to her dentist appointment this morning. He is back to work on light duty. So he's made huge progress since being released.
That sounds great. Tell him I'm very pleased to hear all of that. And is there any concern at all medically that there's any lasting damage?
We believe there is lasting damage, Your Honor. But as his MELD score, he gets blood work taken once a week, and then they do a MELD score from 6 to 40 as far as transplants or anything. And his MELD score comes down every week. So now he's at 20. And so they're saying, as long as there is no alcohol or anything like that, he could very well live the rest of his life with the liver that he has.
All right. Well, that sounds wonderful. I'm glad to hear that. So based on that new information, I will then issue an order that withdraws the current guardianship status, and we will close the case. Is that exactly what you're asking for?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. The court will enter that order. We'll send a copy of it out to you. If you don't get it within the next 7 days, please contact us and we'll track it down where it went to. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you both very much. Have a great day.
You too.
All right. The next matter is Charles Goff, file 26-11368-GA. Who do we have for that matter, please?
Matt Moser, guardian ad litem.
Thank you.
I don't see the Goffs or Blanzy.
Yeah, neither Charles Goff nor William and Jean Blanzy are present. Charles is the subject of the petition and the Blanzys are the petitioners, I think what I'll do is put this off for a minute and recall it at a later time. Thank you, Mr. Moser.
That's fine.
A little early. So,
There's somebody that I just asked to unmute. They look like they're in the hospital setting.
Yes, Mr. and Mrs. Blancy are here.
all right, thank you very much. I will recall that matter then. This will be a continuation of the Charles Goff case, file 26-11368. I understand the Blanzys are with us now. Is that correct?
Yes, say yes.
Yes.
All right. Are you William Blanzy?
Yes.
Is Gene there with you or not?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. You have made a request to be appointed the guardians of Charles Goff. Can you tell me why it is that you want to do that?
Basically, because nobody else wants to.
Kelly.
Yeah, I understood that, but I needed to have you guys say it so I could have it on the record. So tell me a little bit about Charles, what his status is, why you think that he needs a guardian.
Well, he's in
Meadow Lodge.
Meadow Lodge right now. And
What's his
basically,
yeah, go ahead.
he's in a wheelchair, and he is blind, totally blind. He has
had
fallen
some-
down a couple
All right,
times.
yeah. He's had some recent falls because of his weakness and his physical condition. Is that correct?
Yeah,
I haven't fallen.
Yeah.
Is he there with you?
yeah.
I haven't fallen.
What happened to you, Mr. Goff?
Someone built a table behind my chair. I missed the arm that tied me up to sit down in it, and I went backwards into it. It really gave me a pretty good knock.
That sounds like you would.
I've been quite a bit getting my strength back.
Okay. Do the doctors think that you're going to be able to get up on your own and get out of Meadow Lodge
Oh,
and be
yeah.
able to take care of yourself
Oh, yeah.
right now?
Oh, yeah.
So are they asking to discharge you?
No, sir.
No, I don't think so.
All right. Well, while they're not asking to discharge you, I need to have somebody that can take care of you. Do you have anybody like that?
Yeah, yes.
Who's that? Who helps take care of you?
You're just company.
Meadow
Do William and Jean help take care of you?
Oh, yeah, if I went home.
Who makes sure that the people at Meadow Lodge are taking good care of you, though? Who pays your bills and makes sure that your finances are okay?
The Blancy.
I don't know, I guess the insurance company.
Well, I can't ask the insurance company. I need somebody that can do that for me. I got lots of other cases to do. I can't do that all myself, so I have to have people to help me. That's what the Blanzys are asking me to do. They want to help you so they can, I can't do it myself. Is that okay with you if they do that?
Yeah, I guess I could do it at home.
They're just going to make sure that you've got all the stuff that you need at Meadow Lodge. Make sure that you're doing okay physically. Make sure that the people at Meadow Lodge are taking good care of you. Does that sound all right?
Meadow Lodge is fine. I'm fine there.
Yep. But I want to make sure that that continues. So the Blanzys are going to kind of help me do that. Is that all right with you?
I guess.
Okay. Mr. Mamiser, you're here on this case. You've done an investigation for me. Do you agree that that would be appropriate?
Yes, Your Honor. The Blanzys have been taking care of Mr. Goff for over a decade. What they're seeking now is to make this friendship official and legal.
All right. That does sound appropriate to me. And I wanted to say thank you to the Blanzys for all their time and trouble and efforts previous to this. So I'm more than happy to kind of formalize this and give you the right to do this as the guardians. It does appear to me from the documentation that's been submitted that Charles is a legally incapacitated individual because of his physical and inabilities or illnesses and disabilities and his declining mental abilities as well. And so I will find that there's clear and convincing evidence that a guardian is necessary as a means of providing continuing care and supervision, and that Charles is totally without the capacity to care for himself, as evidenced by his long-time stay at Meadow Lodge. And so I will grant the petition for William and or Jean Blanzy to be appointed the full guardian, and I will sign that order today. Mr. and Mrs. Blanzy, we're going to send you documentation of this, a copy of the order. We'll also send you a copy of what's called a letter of guardianship, which is the document that you can use to show Meadow Lodge or Medicare or Medicaid or any other agency that you have the right to represent Charles and make decisions on his behalf and for his best interests. And then there is called a notice of reporting duties, which basically says that once a year you'll file a report with the court that tells me how he's doing and how his finances are. And if you have questions about how to fill out that report, my staff here at the court is able to assist you with getting a copy of that report and then what kind of information we're looking for to fill out that report. Do you have any questions for me at this time?
No, that sounds pretty good.
All right. Thank you both very much. I appreciate it. Charles, you have a good day. That'll be all for today.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Next matter is Jason Fehrenbach, file 26-11369-GA. Who do we have for that matter, please?
The guardian, temporary guardian, Tanya Southwell.
Thank you very much.
I do believe my mom and dad are on as well.
I do see Norman. Yep, Norman is with us. Mr. Mamiser is here as well.
Yes, Your Honor. And his mother is Martha.
Yep, I do see Martha Morello is with us. Is Jason here with us today or not?
Jason refused to get online or on the Zoom call because he didn't receive the document and he didn't get to speak with his lawyer. So this is kind of what I've been dealing with, Your Honor. He won't do anything. He won't go to the doctor. He wants somebody to come in home to be in-home health aid. And I set that up and he yelled and screamed at the lady and she actually called the police. She was so scared. He is supposed to get his medicine and Invega shot on the 21st and he's saying he's not doing it. I've set up, I think 3 or 4, 2 appointments with community mental health and 2 appointments with the regular doctor. He refuses to go. I had rides set up. I had everything set up for him. He will not go. And he just had surgery on his leg because he almost lost his leg. He's in a wheelchair. He doesn't have any legs. And he got an infection in the stump area of the one leg, the left leg. And I had to call an ambulance to come and check out his leg to get him in the hospital. He had an abscess that was going down to the bone. They thought they were going to have to amputate above the knee, but they were ultimately able to drain the abscess and said a nurse was going to come out to take care of himself. The doctors have said he's not taking care of himself. I've had the cops out to my house to pick him up several times. Today, his state of mind is very, very, very delusional. He's just not yelling and screaming, but I need him back into the hospital. And I'm running into a roadblock there too, because they want to keep releasing him before I can get him in a proper care facility. And they tell me that, well, it's his home. So if you don't pick him up, we're going to have an ambulance come pick him up. I can't do this anymore. He doesn't listen. I want to help my brother, but this is a lot.
I can certainly understand that. And I want to tell you that we appreciate the efforts that you've made so far to this point. Mr. Fehrenbach, do you have any additional information that you want to add to that?
No, he's just very angry for some reason. Why? That's the problem. Nobody's gotten down to that root of what his anger is. He did this. It was part my fault. I threw him out of the house last August. He went and stayed out on the street and lost his legs. I think he's angry about that. I got some money a while back. I didn't give him none. I think he's angry about that also. He's just angry, and he's not releasing that anger. Until he does, he's no good to nobody.
All right. Do you agree with Ms. Southwell about his mental condition and his physical condition lately?
Yes. He is given up, basically, is the way I feel. I see it. He's given up because he's angry about something. He's not releasing that. He needs intense therapy. He also needs a rehabilitation center where he's got people like him going through similar of the amputee situation to help him get back on to where he can use his legs and walk around.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Morello, is there anything else that you want to add at this point?
Physical therapy to resource rate in 5 months now. Because happens in order to do physical therapy. He doesn't want to. Last winter, I sent the group of other areas to go find him on the street, get a course. Everywhere, and lots of sleep. I don't want to see that again.
Ms. Morello, I'm going to have to ask you to stop for just a minute. I'm having a really hard time hearing what you're saying. Could you get a little closer to the microphone and maybe that will help?
But anyways, last winter, we had to go and find him on the street just to get him into the hospital. Get a court. If he lay there for the street, and that's where he was. All
right. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Mamister, do you have any wisdom for me today?
Your Honor, he's clearly a danger to himself. Tanya tells me that she's called all sorts of places trying to get him placed. She can't find anybody that's willing to take him, and therefore he ends up at her house. She's overwhelmed. I don't know where she can go.
Is he, would you believe that he might be petitionable as a person requiring treatment under the mental health code?
Absolutely.
All right.
Without a doubt. He's completely obstinate and delusional about what they can do for him. Ending up homeless in Wayne County and having to have his feet amputated because he got such severe frostbite living on the street in the winter. And he thinks he would like to return to that situation, is what he told me when I visited at the home. He needs some kind of help.
Right. That might be the place to start on the road towards getting him into a facility, which is just for the benefit of the family members. A petition for mental health is typically a temporary thing, but it gets them into a hospital setting if they qualify because of their mental illness. It sounds to me like if he is refusing even basic medical care and is as delusional as you say he is, he probably would qualify for that, but it takes what's called a petition, a paperwork to be filled out so that I can order that, and then he would be taken to a hospital where the doctors and the psychiatrists would look at him and they would make a fuller determination of that. If he qualifies, they would keep him for a relatively short period of time and then prescribe a mental health treatment program. And while he's in that setting, they would prescribe appropriate medications and hopefully get him so he's not quite as angry with everybody, so that we can talk to him a little bit easier and then decide where he needs to go to meet his physical needs after that. And there may be a long-term care facility. I don't know, but at least it's the beginning of that. Ms. Southwell, do you have any other comments?
Absolutely. I've had him in the hospital twice this summer, and he has set up plans with them both times that he's going to connect with community mental health and that he's going to follow up with his doctor. They've even set appointments. He will not go. He won't do anything. And then I get yelled at and screamed at, and I get scared because he is scary. Like, he scares me, even for someone in a wheelchair. And my brother Norman was there the last time, and he's dangerous. Like, if he had his feet, we would have already been fist fighting by now. Like, I've done this summer, exactly what you're asking for. And it's just, he won't freaking do anything. What I need is someone to come and pick him up and take him back to the hospital. And I need them to stop saying he has to come back to my house. I can't handle him.
I don't know of any requirement that he has to come to your house.
They said because legally, that's his legal address. That's what Otsego Memorial told me, because that's his legal address, that they will send him home in an ambulance if I don't come pick him up. And I told them I was trying to get him in a nursing home / rehabilitation center, and it didn't matter.
Okay. I don't know of any legal requirement that you have to house him in your house, just like Norman kicked him out of his house.
Yeah, well, that was my mistake, but
well, I don't know that it was a mistake, but if Jason isn't a person who has an ownership interest in your house, Ms. Southwell, you don't have any duty to house him there. As the guardian, it's your responsibility to try to find him housing, but that doesn't mean that you have to house him. Does that make sense to you?
Absolutely, but I don't know where to. I can't take him. I can't consciously take him back downstate where he wants to go because he'll be on.
I agree with you. I'm not telling you that that's a good alternative either.
Right.
Yes, we're basically asking for your help in this matter because the state took control of him in the first place, and he lost his legs. So they're not taking no responsibility down in Wayne County for what they did to him and put him all through. He's been in 10 different homes and put out on the street twice because of them. So we don't know what else to do there.
Is there an agency that like the VA or something like that is giving him money or funds on a regular basis?
No, Your Honor. I take care of everything. He doesn't have Social Security, and I know I was temporary guardian, but they won't accept it because it said nothing about handling his finances. And no, I'm paying for everything. The man smokes like 4 packs of cigarettes a day.
All right. So, Mr. Fehrenbach, when you said that Wayne County took him and the state took him, what do you mean by that? Because I don't know of any agency that did that.
The state appointed a guardian for him. She was in control of his money and putting him in the places for living. She somehow put him in places that cost him $900 a month, and he got nothing left of his check. And the money he had extra, he spent all of it. She said, "We don't know because we ain't been able to check it." Then she got him kicked off Social Security, and then he was homeless and no money coming in.
So how is that the state doing that? That sounds like him going where he wants
to go.
That
was the county, Wayne County. They should have seen what he was doing. He was seeing them, and he was seeing someone else at another place, a counselor at some other place, that were supposed to be helping him out.
Well, ultimately, the last guardian did not reapply for DHS benefits. She didn't reapply to be his guardian. She didn't reapply to. It was renewal time for Social Security. So she didn't do any of that, even though she told my mom that she was, and none of it was completed. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Because ultimately, all of that led to Jason being on the streets, homeless with no legs.
So I understand that. My question was whether or not there's any public agency that was responsible for him, and it doesn't sound like there was. I'll grant you the last guardian may have dropped the ball a little bit, but ultimately, unless there is an agency that he qualifies for to take care of him, it's up to him and or his family to do those things. And there are times when a person is so angry and mad and not willing to work with people that you really can't do a whole lot with them. And this sounds like one of those circumstances. So, Ms. Southwell, you have a decision to make. It sounds to me like you've done about as much as you can do with him in your home. So I'm anticipating you're going to tell me that you don't want him in your home any longer. Is that correct?
Correct, Your Honor. My actual opinion is he needs to go back to the psychiatric ward. He's out of it. I have Christmas lights plugged in because they resist the viruses that get into my Xbox and my computer and his phone. Like he just needs to go back in the hospital. I don't doubt that as a initial beginning step. I think that is the appropriate place for him to be immediately. The problem with that is they're not going to keep him there, or are unlikely to keep him there based on past history. They're not going to keep him there for long term. He's not going to stay there long term. It's a mental health treatment, and then as soon as he's at least flatlined as far as his aggressiveness, they're likely going to put him out on the street again, and there needs to be some place where he can go for that. Go ahead. My ultimate goal with Jason was to bring him up here, get his Social Security and his benefits back, and then get him his own place with home health aides coming in 3-4 times a week. He can do basic things like cook, and he needs help with bathing, and he needs someone to check on him. That was my original plan with Jason. At this point, I think once Jason gets out of the hospital this time, he needs to go. There's a nursing / rehabilitation center in Chesaning that Tom had recommended. And I think that's the best place for him at the moment.
Do you know if he qualifies
I would
for
agree with that.
that place?
Sorry.
Go ahead, Ms.
I would
Morello.
agree with that.
All right. Ms. Southwell, do you believe that he qualifies for that long-term care facility that you talked about?
I believe he absolutely qualifies, but the problem is he keeps saying, no, I'm not going out. He acts like a 5-year-old, Your Honor. And then I have people coming against me, even though I'm the guardian, saying, well, we can't physically force him to go there. Well, you're going to have to, is how I feel about that.
Yeah, we're at that point, unfortunately.
We're roadblocks, Your Honor.
All right. So I can issue an order that places him at a facility, but I have to have the facility's approval ahead of time before he gets there to make sure that they'll accept him. I can't just say, hey, take him when he doesn't qualify for their programs. So here's what I propose to do. Ms. Southwell, you tell me if that's okay with you.
Okay.
I propose, because you know Jason the best, that you remain as his guardian. But that doesn't mean that he stays at your house. I propose that you then file a mental health petition so that he can be taken to the hospital and have his mental health issues immediately dealt with, and that they would then keep him as long as they think it's necessary for them to treat his mental health. In the meantime, you contact this long-term care facility, fill out whatever paperwork they need to see if he's going to qualify to stay there. And then once he's released from the mental health treatment program, that I issue an order that says that he's to be housed at this long-term care facility. And that would hopefully give them the right to physically take him, or for you to have a ambulance or a transporter of some kind hired to take him down there. There are transport services. I don't know of many in northern Michigan, but there are some maybe down in the Grand Rapids or Bay City or Saginaw area that do have secure vehicles that can transport feisty individuals, if you want to put it that way. For it is a fee, and it does cost money, but there is that alternative if he won't, if he puts up a fuss in going to those kinds of places. Does that sound appropriate to you?
Yes. So I need to come to the court to get an order to get him put back in the hospital, correct?
For the mental health, yes, there is a paperwork called a petition. You would have to fill that out. If he's unwilling to go to the hospital to be evaluated on his own, then you can put that down, and we can have either the police or if he'll go with you, probably not, but the police could then pick him up and take him to the hospital to have that first evaluation done. And as long as the ER doctor says that yes, he's a person requiring treatment because of his mental health, that we can then have him placed in a hospital setting while they treat his mental health to get him back on his even keel at that point. Then he'd be transferred from there, hopefully, to this long-term care facility that you're talking about. And we could worry about whether or not you could transport him, or whether you'd hire somebody to do the transport for you directly from the hospital to this long-term care facility. And then in the care facility, we would work with community mental health and other mental health treatment providers to get his medication stabilized, to give him the treatment that he needs on a regular basis, to hopefully get the anger issues that he's working through dealt with. And meanwhile, he's got his, food and clothing and shelter and all those needs met at this long-term care facility. Does that sound like an appropriate plan at this point?
Yeah, I completely agree. When I find the long-term care facility, do I need to file then another petition so you can get them in there, or how would you like me to do that part?
Yes. Once you've found an appropriate place under the guardian. So we're going to have two things working at the same time. One's going to be the mental health petition, and you're going to have to ask for that to be done. And it sounds like you've done that in the past, so you can do that. I'm going to appoint you today, or continue your appointment today as the guardian. And then once you find this long-term care facility, you'd need in the guardianship case to file a request for me to order that he go there, saying he can't stay with you, he can't stay with Norman, he can't stay with mom because of his past history there, and you found an appropriate place that will take him. And so I would approve that placement for him in that facility. And that way there would be a court order that you could show to whoever needs to transport him and whoever that the facility that they've agreed to take him. And so he would stay there based on that court order.
Okay. I have one last question.
Go right ahead.
When you appoint me as guardian still, can I please have permission for financial reasons as well, so I can get with Social Security, I can get his bank account set up? I know he thinks that I steal his money, but I don't. I'm just trying to help him get everything situated. And
yes, I understand that. So yes, there is the guardianship statute was amended last year, I believe, to add, and I'll read it to you. And we put it right in our order. It says, pursuant to, and we name the statute number. The guardian shall have the authority over the ward's money and tangible property, including but not limited to bank accounts, pensions, Social Security benefits, and other government benefits. Guardian shall have the authority to receive all financial information regarding the ward's assets and to open and close accounts. So I think that will cover what you need for that. And it is very specific. And we've added that recently because of that change in the statute. We used to have to do it under what's called conservatorships, but now we can do it at least in initial stages under the guardianship. So I am going to find, based on the information received today at this hearing, that Jason Fehrenbach is an individual in need of a guardian, that there is clear and convincing evidence that by reason of his physical injury and disability and also his mental deficiency, and that he is a person that is impaired to the extent of lacking the understanding or capacity to make informed decisions and is an incapacitated individual. And I believe that there is clear and convincing evidence that a guardian is necessary as a means of providing continuing care and supervision at this point. I will find that Jason is totally without the capacity to care for himself, at least initially, because of his mental illness. And that may change in the future as he gets settled. But right now, I don't believe he's being appropriate in his actions. And I do believe that financial protection is required for the individual. Therefore, I will appoint Tanya Southwell as the guardian with full authority, and that would include financial authority as well. And I will sign that today. Ms. Southwell, do you understand the need then to file the mental health petition and how to do that?
I do, and I will be at the court in about 20 minutes.
We'll see you then. Any other questions that you have?
No, I think you answered everything. I just want to state for the record, I don't really want to be his guardian because he's a jerk, but I will, because you're right. I know him the best. And I want to state that in the future, when things get ironed out, I will petition for a different guardian.
I totally understand what you're saying, and I do appreciate your willingness to step forward. I am of the mind that family members who know the person the best are the best types of guardians. And so I appreciate you stepping up. Hopefully, with this plan in place, we can get him the help that he needs, and that will calm down quite a bit, and it will make your job that much easier. But thank you very much at this point for stepping in. And I would hope that Mr. Fehrenbach and Ms. Morella would assist you in as much as they possibly can, so that all of the weight doesn't fall on you during this process. But thank you very much. I look forward to working with you in the future.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you, Mr. Mamser.
Thank you.
If you've watched a few of these, you've noticed the pattern. The parent who wins isn't the one who's right, it's the one who brought the paper. That's why I put together Court Ready, the complete U.S. Family Court Handbook. How evidence actually gets admitted. What judges weigh. 9 worksheets you can start using today. 163 pages, written for all 50 states. Only $30. Fought the book links in the description.
All right, the next matter involves Mindy Roberts. That's file 26-11372-GA. Who do we have present for that matter, please?
Fanya
Tom
Roberts
Mamelser.
Nelson.
All right, I do see Mr. Mamisser here. Is here, Ms. Nelson. It's all right. Sometimes it's hard to know when to talk, but I do see Ms. Fanya Nelson is with us as well. Is Mindy going to be with us today?
She's been trying to get a hold of me. I did give them the Zoom ID. Mr. Mimoser told me Bailey would have her on from the villa in the Bay of Petoskey, but for some reason she's not on right now. I did give them the Zoom ID. She was texting me. I don't know. Bailey didn't have her join. She's there in Petoskey, and Bailey should have had her join, but I don't know what's going on.
All right, let me ask my staff if we have anybody that fits that.
There's nobody. No.
Bailey is the social worker at the villa, Your Honor.
All right, thank you very much. Do we have a number that we can contact them and ask them if they can get on? Mr. Mamoser or Ms. Nelson, do you have a number for the villa that we could call and see if they're going to put her on?
I'm looking.
Sorry, let me see real quick. I'm Googling it for you. Whenever
you're
ready, it's 231-347-5500.
All right, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my staff call that number and see if we can get them to get on the Zoom call with us. Even if Mindy doesn't want to participate, at least if somebody could be there and say that for our purposes, I think it's necessary that I at least try to get her on the call if we can. So what I'm going to do is set this matter aside for just a minute, have my staff make that phone call, and then I'll come back to this case once we get them on the call with us, and I'll go on to the next one if you don't mind.
I can try and call them too to see if we can get her on, if that's okay.
Actually, that would help me out immensely if you would be able to do that, make that call for me. That would be great.
I will definitely do that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yep.
All right, we're going to call the next matter in line, and then we'll come back to that case. And with that, I will recall the Roberts case. Let me find it here. There we go. All right, this is the matter of Mindy Roberts, file 26-11372-GA. I do see Fanya Nelson is with us. Mr. Mamisser is with us. We do have the villa with us, which is, I believe, where Mindy is at. Can I confirm that, please? You're on mute, ma'am. There should be a little button there with a microphone on it or something that you can press to take you off mute.
There you go. Okay, cool.
All right, now I can hear you. Thank you very much. Can I have your name, please?
Mindy Marie Roberts.
All right. Thank you for being here, Ms. Roberts. Appreciate that. This is a petition to have a guardianship appointed, and there's a request for that. And I wanted to make sure that you were here to tell me whether you agreed or disagreed and why. So I'm going to let Fanya tell me why she wants to be appointed as a guardian. And then I'm going to ask Mr. Mamisser, who helped me by investigating this, give his opinion. And then once you've heard what they have to say, I'll give you a chance to tell me what you want to do as well. So Fanya, if you could start, please, and tell me why you think a petition or why a guardianship will be necessary in this case.
Okay, I just wanted to let you know that my father is also here. And I want to be full-term guardian of my mom. She was diagnosed with frontal lobe Alzheimer's, and has had some issues in the past, and she's currently at the villa, which I helped get her into. I know she's not exactly happy there. I do have her on waiting lists for other places, potentially full-time nurses taking care of her, but she's on waiting lists for a lot of different places. And I got to meet Mr. Mimoser, and he got to talk to me and some other family members about the situation and everything that has happened. And I know he's talked to a lot of other, gotten all the doctors' paperwork and all the scans and information that he needs. So I just request that I become full-term guardian. I know my father wants that of me, has asked that of me. And I think I'm trying to fill that as best that I can. And I love my mom, and I want nothing but the best for her.
Could you tell me a little bit more? You did mention that she's been diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Could you tell me some of the concerns that you have about her actions or ability to recognize circumstances that might be a little bit difficult for her since that diagnosis? What has been some of the issues that you've had because of that?
Well, she was living with my father and she had the police called several times. She wandered off into the woods. I know that she has wandered over into neighbors' houses. She was very suicidal for a while. She's lit her hair on fire, banged her head against the wall, tried to jump in front of a semi. She tried to jump out of my moving vehicle down the freeway at 75, 80 miles an hour. And I know she also did that to my father. That's not normal behavior for her. She never used to be like that. And it's scary and it's terrifying and it breaks my heart to see her this way. And it's hard to see. She forgets, within seconds, honestly. I know she doesn't realize it. And that's probably the hardest part is having to tell her that she forgets over and over again. I'm sorry.
No, you are absolutely fine. I apologize for having to have you do that, but I wanted to make sure that I have a good understanding of why this might be necessary. So I apologize for the difficulty, and I do have a good picture now, so I won't make you continue to do that. So, Mr.
Okay,
Mamiser, your report was relatively detailed about many of those same kinds of things. Is there anything else that you want to add at this time that I should be aware of?
Not really, Your Honor. Fania, I think, has been doing a tremendous job as a temporary guardian, and I think she ought to continue as the guardian. I know that Mindy is not happy, but I really think this is the best thing for her.
All right. Mindy, you have heard what Fania and Mr. Mamiser had to say. Is there anything else that you want me to be aware of at this time?
Yes, Your Honor. I know I do have issues, and like my children are not aware of a lot of my childhood issues. I didn't have a normal childhood, let's just say.
Okay.
I grew up in my grandparents' home with my mother, who had left my father, who was abusive to her. And my mother was the oldest of, I think there was 8 children. So growing up in a house with my aunt and her son and different things got weird there too. I mean, my grandparents owned a tavern, which was right in front of our home. And I more than once I used to work there, and men would try and follow me out of the bar from the front door and follow me out the back. Well, one of the people that worked there or lived in the area and was there at the time, he let me know that he watched these men and he was keeping an eye on them to make sure they didn't harm me. But like I said, I was raped at 16 by a Mexican man on the beach on Lake Michigan at a beach party my friend had thrown at night. And I just had a lot of weird things happen to me when I was a child growing up.
Okay.
And
It's been quite some time since then. So how is that impacting you now?
Well, I guess I'm always kind of on guard, but I've always been a very kind person. I had my own cleaning company, and I cleaned $1 million homes in Harbor Springs and Petoskey and for doctors and lawyers. So it's like I'm capable of doing things. I still am. I know I have a tendency to leave stoves on and stuff, and maybe I shouldn't be doing that sort of thing, but I still enjoy doing my artwork. I'm a very good artist. And I still love
glad to hear that.
Excuse me?
I said, I'm glad to hear that you're a very good artist. That's a
I
great
wish
thing
I
to be.
could show you some of my work. But anyway, and I love to cook and bake, especially baking. But like I said, I'd have to probably have somebody with me there, make sure I turn things off. But I don't want to be in a facility like this. I mean, all these people, most of them are just bedridden. They can't even get out of their beds to go to the bathroom. They have to have their diapers changed. I mean, I've got one lady next to me that wakes up and she sleeps all day, and in the middle of the night, she's screaming out for people that come visit her. Like, Jill, where are you? I mean, she knows my name now, so now she calls out for me. Mindy, come help me. I mean, it's just constantly going on here, and it drives me cuckoo. It just drives me nuts. And I try to stay busy, like by writing or doing my artwork for people, but I just want something a little different. I don't care if I have somebody watching over me. I just don't want to be in this facility, if you understand where I'm coming from.
I absolutely understand where you're coming from. And I think that your daughter also understands where you're coming from.
And it's been hard to find a place like this.
Yep, that is the problem. And I wish I had a magic wand and could wave it and make that problem go away.
Yeah.
What I'm really considering today is not which facility you stay in, but whether or not Fania should be the person helping make decisions for you in the future because of that diagnosis that you have of Alzheimer's.
Okay.
Because of that diagnosis, it appears to me that you're going to struggle at times with certain things. And I think you recognize that, right?
Yes.
So that's why that's the only thing that I'm considering today. I've heard Fania say that she's looking for a better place for you to stay. Yes. And I think as soon as she finds a better place, she's going to get you there as quickly as she possibly can. But this is the best that we can do under the circumstances right now. So my decision today isn't, do you have to stay there? It is, do you need somebody to help you? And it sounds to me like you recognize that Fania does need to be the person to help you. Would that be a fair way to say it?
Yes. Now, can I bring something else up?
Absolutely.
The food that these elderly people are fed here is not good food. I've done tons of research. They shouldn't be eating processed food. They should be eating natural foods. They shouldn't be having sugar. They should be having natural honey, because these things, all this stuff that you buy in the grocery store builds up in your brain. I mean, you'll have to do some research. I have done it, but this is true. People like